Hi, my beloved souls. How are you? Happy Woke Wednesday. So, woke up feeling really like energized and vibrant. And of course, they want to do work outside my window right now. Quiet all day since I come to do a recording. Here they go. So, moving on. Um, there's a lot coming up, right, for the collective. And people, we're all going through it, right? There's a lot of healing coming up, a lot of things being triggered into Leo on tomorrow, actually the 22nd. And then we have the full moon in Aquarius on the 24th, universal time. So with this Leo energy coming in, I could tell because I just woke up like haven't really been having good sleeping patterns, just a lot of ascension symptoms recently. And I woke up really energized, like feeling really good, really empowered, really strong, just really confident, had a lot of clarity. And I'm like, as I'm also doing this and getting that same energy from other people, I'm also realizing that as we're all going through this and being healed and triggering and stuff, a lot of the triggers that are going on and a lot of the healing that's happening for the collective, right, isn't always like, hey, I woke up and I'm feeling great, right? Sometimes it's an awareness of something that happened to us and how that's trickled down in our life. And so Earth is being lifted at the same time as we're all ascending simultaneously, right? As all of these energies are coming in, a lot of compassion is going to be needed for those that maybe have not awoken yet or have no understanding of their divinity, of their true God self, right? There's a lot of things going on in the collective that are will be outside of us. Like we'll see things in media and TV that's gonna be like, holy shit, like how in the hell has this been going on under our eyes like this whole time? And some of it is gonna be like stuff that we've just suppressed, right? And repressed in our childhood or things that have happened that we've just tucked away. And all of a sudden we're like, wait, no, actually, like that didn't feel good. And that's hard. I'm dealing with many people in the collective right now that have been like abused, sexually abused, physically abused, emotionally abused, financially abused, right? Abuse takes form in a lot of different ways. And then you're seeing not only how it's playing out in their lives, right? In their health or in their finances or in their intimate relationships or in their work relationships, different ways. And then it's kind of like imploding, right? And so we have this energy and this negative stuff that's being bottled up inside of us, right? Just bottle. It's like taking a soda, right? And shaking it up. You got all the shit going on inside. And then you open it and it's whoosh, right? And it's everywhere and it's on everything. And that's what happens when we don't deal with this stuff, when we don't confront these things. You are consider yourself like a waist shower or a light worker or someone that's like more spiritually evolved or attuned. I don't really like to use the word evolved too much because it's not like a game of levels. Like, but if you have more awareness of what's going on spiritually and you're more centered and grounded, this is the time where the people that are awakening around you and are going through these things and are being triggered and are is truly needed, where patience is needed, where love, which is the only truth there is needed, right? So we're going through the stage where people are getting triggered and a lot of healing needs to take place. A lot of introspection needs to happen, a lot of self-awareness, self-realization, a whole revamping of how we've been looking at our lives, because most of us have been living our lives shame, grief, lies, deception, playing small, poverty, lack, like whatever that is in your life, right? To name it, call it for what it is, thank it for the lessons that it's given you, and dismiss that shit from your life once and for all. And there are a lot of people right now that need you to hold a sacred space for them while they're naming their demons. While I don't like my life, or I don't even recognize my life, or this is not the life that I wanted to create for myself, right? This is not the person that I thought that I was. This isn't the area that I want to live in. This isn't the job that I saw myself, having for the rest of my days. Like, there's so many parts of me that are not fulfilled, and now I'm scared, and now I'm angry, and now I'm bitter. And you go through all these feelings that you're healing, because healing, crying, and is crying, and that's your healing. You could be the person that's writing all the time. You could be the person that's just like, I'm gonna go for a fucking run, or I'm gonna hit the gym, or like, healing looks so different to everybody, right? It's not like a one trick pony. You have to do what works best for you, but you have to show up and acknowledge the fact that, yeah, like, something's not right and I need to fix it, right? Or, oh shit, I've been living a lie this whole time. Like, I feel the world is an illusion and that this is a game. Start to feel some kind of way at first, because you're just kind of like, I just wasted 20, 30, 40, 50 years of my life, like, doing it this way when I could have been doing it this way the whole time and it was a lot easier, right? And then you get frustrated and there's anger coming up, or this happened to me when I was a child, or this person said something to me, and you start to feel all these things. And people are going through this right now, right? And this Leo energy, this fiery Leo, that's energy right now. It's people are standing in their power. People are awakening, and they're standing in their truth, and they're standing in the spotlight, right? But as you're doing that, don't be a dick about it. You can stand in your power and your truth. It doesn't mean that you get to be aggressive and obnoxious and narcissistic to those that may or may not have offended you, right? To your perceived victimizers or abusers, or however it goes. Because if you're truly healing yourself, and that's another thing. There's a lot of projection that's going to be going on right now as people are awakening, right? People are going to be going through things, and they're going to be making decisions, and they're not going to be happy with how those decisions play out, because if you're doing it from a low vibrational stance, you're not going to be as happy with your response or your results as you would be if you were living more high vibrationally, right? Because what you're putting out, you're getting back in, right? So are you putting out the energy? And so life is like, oh, your life always sucks? Cool. Let me show you how much we love you, and I'm gonna make it suck even more because you tend to love it like that. No, right? So we have all these people that are awakening, and they're gonna be revisiting their lives and looking at their lives and feeling these feelings for the first time in a long time. And there's going to be a lot of projection. There's going to be a lot of anger. There's going to be a lot of accusations. There's going to be a lot of, and maybe finding their voice for the first time in a long time. Doesn't necessarily mean that all the words that they say will be dealt with love and kindness, but maybe they're standing in their truth and expressing it in a way that they can. And as you, as the way showers and the light workers and those that are showing up in the collective and standing in your truth and spirituality, have to hold the center, right? We're here to observe and not absorb. If you know who you are, then the shit that's coming at you doesn't bother you, because you understand that they're hurting and they don't know any other way to express it, right? I'm angry, I'm grieving, I'm hurt, I'm heartbroken. I don't know any other way, so I just got to take it out on whoever's around me. And I want everyone to hurt as much as I'm hurting. If you're hurt, I want you to hurt. Like, that's what it is, right? That's what it is. It's not personal. It literally has nothing to do with you, but they're going to put it on you. They're going to put it on you. And if you are taking things personally, then you need to stop and take a moment of showing me this person that maybe doesn't trust or doesn't love or isn't completely honest or isn't standing in their truth or, right? Isn't doing the work for healing or is saying it but not living it. I mean, there can be a lot of things. So is this your shit or is it their shit? And if it's their shit, then don't let it enter you, but hold the space for them while they figure it out. People need to figure it out, and they need a safe space to do that. And sometimes when they cross your mind. When people cross my mind, I hit them up because I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's they're thinking about me or if I need to make a connection at that moment because maybe they needed some light, or there it could be anything. And if I never know and I'm not sure, especially if it's like if I have a way to contact them, what's up? Just thinking about you. You crossed my mind, and I get messages all the time. Oh my God, I was thinking about you. I just saw your picture. Funny about that. I'm like, if you need something, pick up the fucking phone. You can find me like, hello, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, link. Like literally, if you can't figure out how to get to me and we're doing it telepathically, come on. Do better. That's all I'm saying. So, a lot of compassion, right, is needed right now during this time of awakening. As all this beautiful light energy is coming in from the higher realms, because it's a dual equality and everything, right? Yin yang, equal light, equal dark. So more light is being come in, all the convoluted energy with the dark, right? Pushed up to the front, right? Pushed up to the front. Now you see all the bullshit. Now you see all the dirt. Now you see all the muck, all the nastiness. We're beautiful lotus flowers. But what do the lotus flowers come through, right? Like, they're not seeing the sun. They're not seeing hope. They're not seeing favor. They don't see grace. They don't feel loved. They feel isolated. They feel like they're going crazy. They feel like they're losing their minds. They feel like they can't even recognize their life. They don't even recognize half the people around them anymore. They feel out of place. They feel like the black sheep. Like, there's all these things going through these people's minds. And we're here as the way show is being like, yo, crazy. You're not losing your mind. Yes, you are divine light. Yes, you are loved. Yes, you're safe. Yes, you are protected. Yes, you are okay to feel the way that you're feeling. Yes, it is safe to feel. Yes, this is a safe space. Yes, you may speak your truth. Yes, you are divinely supported. Yes, we do have your back, right? Like, this is why we're here. We're here to be like, yes, team light, because you're all divine light beings. Every single one of us is here because we're pure divine light, and we're here to anchor. Most High did not create this planet for it to be a fucking shit show of violence and chaos and disruption and abuse and trauma and poverty and illness and sickness. Like, that is not why this world was created. That is what we created with our convoluted fuckery. And it's time to take your power back. And as you're standing here empowered with this Leo energy, understand that there are people around you that are going to be going through some shit. And if you are who you say you really are, and you're standing in your truth and your divine light, you need to open up your heart and understanding, to be seen, to be heard, to be validated, to be loved, to be remembered. And as you are here standing in that motherfucking light, shining bright as hell, you're sending the light energy out. And you're sending the call out and letting them know this is a safe space. This is a safe space, and you can come in and come home. And you are welcome here, and you are loved here, and you are safe here, and you deserve to be here, and you're worthy to be here because it's going through some shit. And it's going to get worse before it gets better, right? So there's a lot of souls transitioning right now, right? There's a lot of grief energy on this planet. There's going to be natural disasters, right? You're going to see shit. You're going to see the volcanoes, the earthquakes, the wildfires, tsunamis. You're going to see shit happen, right? Because there's a lot of souls leaving the earth. Side of the realm than they could here, because it would have been too hard with all this energy that's coming in for them to stay, right? Some people, their contracts are just up. They did what they have to do, and now they're gone. And others, there's just too much happening in this realm now for them to stay, so they're crossing over and making a way for the new souls that are coming in, which are super high vibrational little power centers. They're amazing, right? Amazing little, like, nuclear power plants just walking on this. For those that are grieving, those that have transitioned, for those that are dealing with the ascension symptoms and the adjustments in their bodies and in their homes and in their realities right now, because people's realities are changing, right? Like, we're moving from a stage and an age where everything was about money, and fuck you, pay me, and I'm better than you, and I look better than you, and everything is about just, when I eat, everybody eats. When I win, everybody wins. This is a new world for people. People stepping up and being like, no, I don't want to be abused anymore. I don't want to be hurt anymore. I don't want to be lied to anymore. I don't want that to be my reality, and I'm choosing something else. And sometimes that's choosing a new place to live. Sometimes that's choosing a new partner. Sometimes that's choosing to just love yourself. 90 that we are holding space for others need to be had for ourselves, right? We need to forgive ourselves. We need to love ourselves. We need to remember who we are. Because even though we may be on this road of love and light and working as way showers or light workers or readers or however you categorize yourself, it's not over for us either, right? Because if we're still here, then that means we still have work to do, because if we didn't have work to do, we would have transitioned over as well. So obviously we also have work to do. So make it a little bit easier for you by giving you a roadmap instead of having you walk around blindly in the dark, hitting walls and elbows and scrapes unnecessarily like I did. You know what I mean? Like, if I already walked through the path and I figured it out and I'm like, all right, no, so actually I had to take a left over there and then make that right, then when I'm telling you, I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, make a right, hit a dead end, go backwards, bump your head. No, I'm going to be like, don't do the same mistake I did, make that first left and then guiding light for you. And we had so many spiritual teachers before and now still that are doing the same thing. Like, the path is not for us to walk for you, and no one really can, but you have to choose to take those steps. And as you're walking through your path, and as you're healing, and as you're growing, and as you're evolving, and as you're doing all the roads of life, right? Your destination doesn't change, but sometimes the road does because there's detours and all types of other shit going on. And then the GPS off and just drive and figure it out along the way, as many people have, or you can put the GPS in and let it guide you. And it doesn't mean that you're going to necessarily follow it step by step by step, right? You may detour and go another way. You may stop. You may visit a friend. You may decide, you know what? I'll go there eventually, but actually I want to go over here now. Or maybe I have to stop and go to the bathroom or go get something to eat. Or there was like a traffic delay. Like, there's all this stuff that goes on, right? But it might have taken me a little longer because I decided to do A, B, C, and D along the way. But here's how you get there, right? The straightest way someplace from point A to point B, but it doesn't mean that I'm not going to stop and be like, I want to sightsee, take some pictures, do what I got to do. And as everybody is awakening and we're all going through this shit, it's for you to hold space, right? It's for you to give the directions. It's for you to be the GPS out that restaurant or go see this person. They're really good. Like, it's for you to do it. Whether or not they choose to do it is on them. But you have a responsibility as someone who's been there to hold the space for it. Many light workers and many people in the spiritual community right now are being called forward to share their voice, to speak up, to find a platform and to use it, right? And to get the word out there, because a lot of us are getting beautiful downloads and to improve my life, but I'm a fraud and a asshole if I have a wealth of beautiful divine knowledge that I don't share with people that I say that I love. But like, I'm a straight asshole if I do that. How can I possibly look at you, tell you I love you, and then don't empower or strengthen you with the things that have empowered and strengthened me? Now, once again, I want to tell you, what you do with it is what you do with it. But you can't say that I didn't tell you and that I didn't give you the tools. Understand and respect where they're at in their path and honor the road that they want to take. And that's another big thing, right? Because as we're holding space for people and we want to be supportive as they're going through all this stuff, you have to remember, it's their path. It's their soul's journey. It's their life purpose. They have to walk it. And just because you decided to give your advice, or you may have been through that before, or you feel some kind of way, or now that can be a hard thing to deal with when we're dealing with like marriage and children and things like that, right? Because it's hard because you're very much involved, right? It's like all the freaking cords are intertwined. But at the end of the day, every soul individually is here for a purpose, as well as what we're here together. And if you're embodying and absorbing all of that negativity as if it's a direct effect on you, you need to take a step back again and do some more introspection and a little bit more inner work. Because how are you making something that's not about you in this moment? We cannot perceive our own best interests, right? We don't have the expanded view of everything that our soul has signed up for. This is a temporary space, right? That we're here in this 3D reality and to do our due diligence, and we're trying to heal. And now we're trying to heal for our maternal line, our paternal line, our ancestors, maybe the gender or your generation. Like, there's all this stuff that we're doing here. We anchor in the light as well as healing ourselves and trying to make better decisions and trying to be better than we were the day before, right? We got all this stuff going on. And then we also have that going on in the lives of the people around us. So it's like, yeah, you might just be sitting there for a moment like, oh, my life sucks because of ABC around you that also have life happening to and for them, right? Depending on their vibration. So when you start taking yourself out of things and taking yourself away from the moment of something and stop making it your life, like, a bad moment isn't a bad life, right? One nasty comment isn't who you are. Like, you spend all day and all night with yourself. You are. And I know that's hard, because I understand what it's like to like be insulted and belittled, and someone says that they're doing it out of love or joking or whatever when they're insulting you and condescending you and doing all that dumb shit. I get it. I get it. I get it. But at the end of the day, when I learned how to be empowered and learn, and I had to really be like, I don't give a fuck how you feel about me. Like, I love me enough that anybody, it literally does not matter what their title is in my life. I love me. And if you're not with it, kick rocks. Fine. I'll see you next lifetime. We'll be okay. And I hold space and I give love, but I will not lose sleep. Right? And so I have a lot of compassion, a lot of love for everyone that's around me. And there are people that are going through things that are reaching out for advice. There are people that are going through things that are just reaching out to vent. There are people that are going through things that are projecting, right? There's a place where I need to stop and reflect and go back and dive a little deeper in, right? Because I'm still on this process too. As I'm seeing all of it, I'm living it right along with you guys. It's not like I'm not. Like, I'm holding space for people and I'm being reminded to be compassionate, because I can be very like impatient at times, you know, because I'll be like, I just said it fucking 5 times. Like, what don't you get? But sometimes it's gotta say it a different way, right? You gotta change it up. And if your audience is the words that they're gonna get, right? Not everybody's a doctor, so I'm not gonna be speaking in like really technical terms about things, but everybody's not stupid either. So I'm not gonna be like insulting people by talking to them like they're a baby, right? Like, hey, like, I'm not gonna do that, right? But know your audience. Like, know when someone needs you to hold space. Know when someone just needs to vent. Know when someone needs like a friend and a distraction. You know what I mean? And just hold space for people. Good. We're healing. We're pushing forward. We're speaking our truth. And we're doing it together, right? And so some people are going to trip and fall along the way, right? And some people are more ready for this than others. And some people don't even know what the fuck is going on. You know, they're just there for the ride. They're just like, all right, I got invited. And they're just sitting there like hoping for the best. And this is your chance to be like, I got you. And yes, you're not crazy. A lot of people think they're losing their minds and they're going crazy, or they're going to die. I know when I went through my dark night of the soul, I thought I was dying, literally. Like, my chest was on fire. I was crying in ways that like I couldn't even understand. I felt broken. I felt shattered. I just didn't even know what the fuck was going on. Like, didn't even know like where it was coming from or how to feel. Like, I couldn't understand it. I didn't know what was happening. Hysterical. And I'm the friend that everybody calls when they need something, you know, and I'm the rock, and I was shattered, broken, and didn't even know what fucking up from down and from out, right? I was losing my mind. And I reached out to my girlfriend, and she just did what I needed her to do at that time. Just listen. I just needed to get it out and to have someone hold space for me where I could feel safe to express whatever it was that I was going through. This path and are going through it. They need you to hold the space. They need to feel safe. They need to feel nurtured. They need to feel comforted. Compassion is extremely important at this time, right? Extremely important. And not just for those you love, but it starts with compassion for yourself. Because as you're going through these things and as you're healing, as you're feeling, you need to love yourself enough to be grateful for the things that you've been through. Be grateful for the place that you're at. Think lessons and then move forward. And understand that this is going to be a constant thing, right? This is a constant thing. It's not like, oh, I need to eat healthy. You eat one salad and all of a sudden your health improves like dramatically, right? Or I'm going to lose weight and you sign up for the gym and all of a sudden you're thin. No, like, right. You have to like take the steps and make the actions and do the work, right? And like make the effort. And it's going to be so worth it. It is worth it. Feel good. You know, it feels good to decide that, you know what, I'm going to have a good day and have life fucking just cater to you. And it feels good to know that you're loved and that you're deserving and that you're worthy and that you're valuable and that you're heard and that you're seen and that you mean something. And there's a lot of people out there, listen, you mean something. Like, you have a reason for being here. You have a purpose. If you didn't, it's a time of, I don't know my purpose. Let me go see what makes me feel good in life. And then do that for a little while and just see how it feels. And start having compassion for yourself for the times where you didn't do what made you feel good, when you didn't speak up, where you didn't shut up, where you didn't leave, where you didn't stay, where you got scared, you know, like we've been living in fear, and fear shows up in a lot of ways. Grief, anger, guilt, resentment, love, 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 love. So right now we have the whole sacred space of love and compassion for the entire collective, and especially for those that are just beginning to awaken because they need it the most. They need your compassion, they need your love, they need your understanding. Right? All right, I'm going to pull a card. All of that, didn't even pull a card. I'm going to pull a Soul's Journey card. Let's see what mantra we can have. Doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. 2 cards actually dropped. Doubt. I release the need to know all the answers. I release the need to know all the answers. Loneliness. I know that I know that I am never alone. As I said, people think they're losing their minds, right? The world is awakening, and when you awaken, the illusion of this fucking 3D reality starts to fall away, and all of a sudden it's like, wait, I'm feeling, I'm sensing, I'm dealing, like you're just like, what is happening, right? And so you start to doubt yourself, right? You start to doubt yourself. Scary. It's scary. I get it. It's scary. I went through it. Isolated, got isolated again recently, and different reasons this time, but still got isolated again, like needed to go inside, needed to do more healing. But what I've been reminded of so many times, and what I'm so grateful for, is knowing that I am never alone. I am surrounded always by angels, ascended masters, the ancestors, my spirit guides, the galactic star family. Like, I have so many beings, never alone. I know that I can contact my grandmother anytime on the other side and get her advice. I know that like that energy is there and it's available to us at all times. And I doubted a lot of what truths that were coming to me as I was journeying, as I continued journey, question everything. You should fucking question everything. And I've questioned everything. I grew up Baptist Methodist, right? And I did not resonate with the things that they were telling me, and not the belittling, the separation, the guilt, like it was a very, it was a fear-based teachings that I got in a lot of churches, because a lot of the energy would be focused on fear, right? The devil and the thief in the night. And it was very rare to me that I would hear about the goodness of God, going to houses of worship that were worshiping fear energy, right? It was a big turnoff for me. And so as I dived deeper into spirituality and started diving deeper into reading the Bible by myself, right? Reading the Bible, looking into the Quran and A Course in Miracles and all these different spiritual teachings, and diving deeper just into my studies with like Jesus, right? And the other ascended masters, and what was he studying, right? And you're going deeper, and as you start going deeper down these rabbit holes, and you're seeing where things were changed in history and the shifts here, and you're like, the fuck? Like, I was raised to believe that like I'm a woman, I'm less, or I'm a black woman at that, right? Like bottom of the totem pole, right? We're in the bottom of somebody's shoe. Get the fuck out of here. Like empowered, divine. I'm like, fuck out of here, So my spirituality took me away from dogma and took me deeper into self-empowerment and love and a closer connection now with the Most High that I've ever had before. But as I was going through it, and to this day, people still doubt me, question me, I'm going to hell, all types of shit. And I had to really start believing in and trusting the knowings that were coming from within and the guidance that I was being given, and stop with the fucking hearsay. And so what felt like loneliness at first now feels like a fucking blessing, right? What I thought was doubt was me questioning the truth of it's time to know that you are never alone and that you don't need to know all. Sometimes not knowing everything is a good thing, right? Because if we know everything, we might fuck it up. So trust in the guidance that you're receiving, trust in the next steps that are coming, hold space for yourself and for everyone around you, because it's really, really needed at this time. All right.